Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Spiritual Magpie. My name is Sophie Rose and in this video I'm going to be continuing my tarot tutorial series and I'm going to be talking to you everything you need to know about reversal cards. Okay, so first off, what are reversals and how are they useful? Okay, reversals are tarot cards that come through in the opposite position, so facing the opposite way. And they're useful for whenever you're doing a tarot reading. They can add a bit more depth to the reading, make it a bit more informed. Just gives it another level, really. They are quite useful to have. Okay, so pros and cons of reading reversals. The pros, as I've just mentioned, they add another level to the reading. They can make you go in more in depth, more analysis, more information about it. So they are very useful to have once you learn how to read them. The cons of reversals is that they can be sometimes quite difficult to read, especially for beginners. It can be a bit overwhelming to learn both the upright and the reversal position. So it can be quite difficult to read, but I think the pros outweigh the con, even though they only come up with one pro, one con. But the pro does outweigh that because it does add, once you learn them, it adds a whole nother level to the reading, which is going to be so much better for them, much more informed. Okay, so when is the best time for you to use reversals and learn how to do them? I'd say if you're new to tarot, I'd say make sure you're fully comfortable reading all the upright reading of the cards. Be comfortable with them, knowing them, trusting your intuition to what they work. Then, when you feel fully comfortable with them, then move on to learning reversals if you feel you want to. Reversals, you don't have to read the reversals. Many experienced tarot readers do, but it is a choice. You don't have to. There's no set rules with tarot. You don't have to do if you don't want to. But I think if you're going to introduce them, wait until you understand all the upright readings of them first before reading them in their reversed position. That's my recommendation for when to introduce them. So again, that'll be a personal thing whenever you feel you're ready. You can't exactly put a time frame on it. It depends how often you read the tarot. Whether you do it daily or you only do it weekly. It depends on you when you feel comfortable to introduce it into your practice. But I would say really recommend wait until you understand all the upright ones first, until you get into reading them in the reverse position. Okay, and do you have to use tarot reversals when you're doing tarot reading? I've already touched on this before, but it is completely by choice. You don't have to. There's no set rules with tarot, as you know. It's all up to choice, all up to opinion. So it's up to you whether you do or don't. As I've said again a few times, I think it is useful when you're ready to put them into practice. But sometimes I don't read them if I don't feel it's useful. If, like, say I'm doing a spread that's trying to be quite analytical of myself, like something I need to work on, and they pull out like 10 of Pentacles, even if it's in the reverse, I won't take it as a reverse because it's already pointing out what's lacking in my life and stuff, so it's already kind of doing the reversal role for you. So sometimes it's up to you, knowing yourself, your intuition and experience at your game, whether to use the reversal or not. So it is, again, really up to personal choice. Okay, how do you get the reversal cards to come out? This is really down to your shuffling. When I went over my shuffling techniques, if you lay them out on the table and mixing them around should flip some of them the other way around so they're not all the same. Or if you wanted to, if you cut the deck into, if they're all, so say, I'll just hold up the camera. You hold the deck in two, if you just turn one set round, put them in like that and then shuffle like that, they'll come through reversed. Or if like that one flew out, if it landed on the floor reversed, there you got your reversals in. So that's how you can set them up into there. But that's how you can get the reversal cards into the deck once you feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable with it and when you're doing a spread, like pull a reversal out like it comes through like that, just turn it around the other way, that's fine. With that, whatever spread you're doing, Celtic Cross, daily readings, whatever. Just when you're laying all the cards down, just turn them the right way up if you're not ready to reversals, yeah? Oh, the hamster's come out. I don't know if you just saw her. She just peeked a little bit. She always seems to come out when I film a video. By the way, her name's Princess because she's just so beautiful. Okay, so now, how to read reversals. This is going to be purely like I said, the number one tip is to trust your intuition. So when you're doing reversals, trust your intuition on this. I have pulled 3 of the cards out that I find are more easiest to read the reversals more. The meaning is a bit more obvious to me anyway. These are just my general things, what I think about them. So, for example, if strength in the upright position is quite obvious, it's about having your own inner strength, being quite a strong person, confident person. So if you were to turn it into the reversal position, it might mean that you're lacking strength and confidence and you need to find it. Or like it's telling you have that in you, energy in you, but something's blocking you from using it, for an example. So it does depend on you. There are multiple ways on how you can take what it means. Princess. She's looking on the camera. She's so cute. So yeah, there's multiple ways that you can take the reversal. Some take it to mean the literal opposite. So say for strength, you literally don't have the mental strength at the moment. Some say that's the energy that's blocked. So they're saying you have it, but something's blocking it. So you have the strength in you, but it's blocking it. That's another way you can take it. I'm just looking at my notes. Some say that it's like this energy is there, but it's not fully developed yet. It's something you need to focus on. Some say that when it comes out reversal, that particular aspect needs to be paid extra attention to. It's very like highlighted as important to work on. So the strength, if that comes out, you really need to work on being strong right now, having confidence in everything. Yeah, so that's the ways you can take it. I think it depends on you, what you get from the card intuition, trusting your intuition when it comes out. It can also depend on what other cards are there at the moment and what reading you're doing. It really does depend on you as a person. That's why I think you'd wait until you're a bit more experienced with tarot reading and then bring it in. That's what I'd say. Okay, so what are my thoughts on reversals? I find reversals are really good. If you can learn to read them, I think that they are very good to put into your tarot reading you do for yourself and others. But I feel wait until you're comfortable with all the tarot cards in the upright position first before learning the reversals. When I first picked up tarot, I went into reversal straight away and it was so complex. I just got a bit overwhelmed with learning all of them. I mean, you already have to learn 78, so to learn them again reversed, that's a lot of cards. 156, I think 78 cards. Yeah, 156 cards. That is a lot to learn all at once. It's a bit overwhelming. So learn them upright. I'd recommend learning them upright first, then learn them in the reverse position, and do it according to you. Don't think just because someone else can read them within a week, you have to do that. You just go at your own pace. Trust your intuition with the cards. When you feel ready on yourself, then move on. That's what I wish I'd done. So yeah, I would recommend you learn the reversals. I think they're very useful. And as I say, add another level to the reading to be more in depth, more insightful. They are a really useful tool. So yeah. Okay, so a daily practice that you can do to start learning the reversals. Like I said, when you trust your intuition and you take each card at a time reading the upright position, again, go through them. You can go in order if you want to put them back into the suits and everything, go through them. And just go through each one of them, look at them in the upright and then look in the reversal and see what you think it means for every single card. As you're going through, some cards are more easier to read than others, as you probably know from your experience by now. But if you come across a card that you're finding a bit difficult to read, just put it to the back and come back to it later. I think that's a good daily practice. If you can do that like you did that, learning them upright, do this with the reversals. Like it doesn't even have to be a genuine daily practice, like your daily reading. But if you pull out like 3 cards at a time, put them all into the reversal position and just think how would these interact with each other and how would they be in reversal positions. So that's a good daily practice I recommend that you do. Just a couple of cards that you don't have to do all of them in one go unless you have the time to. Just pick a few out at a time or do like a suit at a time, like that. Just pick it however you want and just read the reversal positions. And in your tarot journal, just note down your findings on them. Just trust your intuition. Just trust whatever that comes into your mind. Like first thing, so like strength for me always comes in the lack of confidence and lack of self-belief for me. So that's what I'd recommend you do. So that's basically everything you need to know about reversals in a nutshell. Really basic and simple. As with tarot, it's always down to your intuition. Just trust that in showing you. A book can't tell you what it means. You have to trust in it yourself. So that's a tarot tutorial on everything you need to know about reversals. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it informative. If you did, I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment down below. I always love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next Wednesday for another tarot tutorial. So I'll see you next time, guys. Bye.